The grey man does whatever a grey man can. Can he make a comic feed? Yes, he can. He just did. Watch now, a video from Grey Man. A video from Grey Man.
Grey Maniacs gather! Yes, that's right, gather round all you Grey Maniacs, both great and good. This is the second part of my Box F, which is my Hellblazer run. All 300. So I'm going to go from 50 to 100 for today. So it took me a little while to get through this box. Covers have been a little bit less abstract. Well, that one's a little bit less abstract. Is this Glenn Fabry or... yeah, Glenn Fabry. So we start getting some nice looking covers. We've gone away from this weird kind of... what the heck is that kind of thing? Is that going to be a laundrette? Yeah. It's a bunch of washing machines. Like a laundrette. I think there was a story set in the laundrette one time. Anyway, and then they've got a nice Glenn Fabry cover there. And I think he took over for a few covers. Looks like John Constantine's communing with the dead there. And here we have a Jack the Ripper looking scene. Pretty dark and mysterious. Of course, John Constantine is an English character from Liverpool. Liverpool! That's more of a Brummy accent, but yeah. I can never do Liverpool accent. My brain won't allow me to speak with a Liverpudlian accent for fear of exploding. Good art though. Oof. Yeah. Insert joke about Bill from Comic Mag Musings here. Lots of faces. I think that one's Matilda. Something demonic. Look at that centipede thing with a, or millipede thing with a human head. He does have some dealings in hell, old Constantine. This is almost a bit of a trope now, the demon and the angel getting it on. It was done in the TV show of Preacher as well. I can't remember if it was in the comic book of Preacher. I can't remember now. Probably. But there's also a story of an angel and a demon have relationships in this Hellblazer comic book. Pretty cool art. Got a scalpel in his hand and blood on his shirt. Gosh knows what he was doing there. This one. Special insert. Death talks about AIDS and safer sex. Apparently in this one. It's got a few tombstones there. Including Steve Dillon. And unfortunately he has now died. A couple of years ago now, but he was a really good artist, Steve Dillon. He did the Preacher, didn't he? The Preacher, he did this one at Hellblazer. He did loads of good stuff. It's such a clean sort of, you know, style. You knew what was going on in his stories. You know, it's just he did some good Punisher runs as well. But really cool, clean art style with like so many comic book artists. Sometimes you look at their action scenes or whatever, and you think, what the bloody hell's going on here? Because they're so jumbled or too dark. But with Steve Dillon, his style was so clean, you could tell exactly what was happening in any panel. You know. More angel-looking stuff. There's a guy with a tattoo, England tattoo there, or Great Britain tattoo. Should I say the Union flag tattoo? I think this one might have been a vampire story because it looks like he's drinking blood. At one point he did have a tie-in with vampires were after him. That might have been his girlfriend he had a girlfriend for a time. Can't remember what her name was now. Looks like he's dealing with some neo-Nazis maybe in this one. Tied to a chair with a objectionable bit of literature there. There's some feathers around him. Maybe they're angel feathers. And a sword. Some kind of ritual magic maybe. Right, number 67. There's all these, I don't know if they're how true they are of Hitler being interested in the occult. Is this still February? Yeah, still February art. And this is definitely a vampire related story. This comic has got some water damage actually. I can feel it's all creased at the back. Not in great nick. Maybe if I see it sometime. I think this is the ending of the story of the vampires. The vampire ends up dying because it sucks Constantine's blood, not knowing that Constantine's got demon blood inside his own blood. So it kills the vampire. So it wasn't pure blood, so it wasn't good for the vampire to partake of. So that was a good way of winning without actually doing anything. I think it was a period when Constantine was an alcoholic and had fallen on hard times. Number 70. '71. Something to do with a World War II fighter pilot, I seem to recall. I think it might have been a ghost of one who'd been lost in the Thames or in a mud flat or something like that. I seem to recall some kind of story like that. Then he goes to America, home of the freaks and the land of the depraved. No, land of the free and the home of the brave. Sorry, I got it wrong. Not the freaks and the depraved. Sorry, that was a slip of the tongue. I'm misremembering. Trying to see what this guy's got carved in his chest. It doesn't look good. Doesn't look comfy. W for OST, maybe? Not too sure what that's meant to be suggestive of. I think Constantine went on some tripped out spiritual journey through America or something like that. I remember at one point he's talking to Kennedy, like the ghost of Kennedy, complete with a hole in the back of his head and that kind of thing. So I think that might have been part of that. And I'm guessing this is your zombie Uncle Sam. I think it's a commentary on America. Uncle Sam's a strange looking zombie guy. Yeah, we've got ghost Indians or Native Americans. Plenty of ghosts of Native Americans. There's Abraham Lincoln there. You've got Kennedy. Garfield doesn't care what he writes, does he? He's got no qualms about subjects. You think some people would not have chosen that as a subject for a comic book, but well, it's adult. It's adult fiction, isn't it? These are Vertigo. They're not for kids. It's going to be adult themes. Looks like Constantine's meeting up with a ghost. I think that little girl's called Astra. She was one that he was unable to save, and she ends up in hell and becomes like quite a power in hell. She's got an arm missing because, it got ripped off by a demon before she was dragged down. and somehow she gets some sort of power, and she's after revenge against Constantine for failing to save her or something like that. There's lots of demons and interesting stuff in these books. Looks like someone else could be rising from the dead there. She certainly doesn't look like she's in good nick. Another zombie woman maybe. And it looks like he's gone to church for protection maybe against things, certain devils and demons. I guess in the Vertigo Hellblazer world aren't keen on walking into hallowed ground, I suppose. It's a pretty mundane cover for a John Constantine Hellblazer cover. Just a couple out in the rain. Remind you, who's that coming up behind them? Is that a normal person or is that a portent of danger? There's Hellblazer smoking a fag. Someone with a monkey on their back. There's someone called Sean Phillips, maybe. He's doing the interior art and he seems to have signed the art cover as well. So Sean Phillips, I'm guessing. He's carrying a baby. He looks like he's setting something on the world. Are they setting the world on fire there? What, a poster? What is that behind you? Looks like it's the world. It's a strange symbolic one. And here we've got a serpent. So there's some Mega City Judge Dredd figures at one point. Mega Heroes. Now collect all 16 action figures seen in Judge Dredd comics and the summer blockbuster movie. Got a fag in his mouth, sitting light to something again. He likes sitting lights to stuff. Right, he's in Australia now. On a walkabout with the Aborigines, getting in touch of dream time. Some kind of world serpent, I think, in this one. This one is like a homage to E.T., but somehow it's in the time of the Cavaliers and the Roundheads, the English Civil War. Okay. Critical Mass. They don't look like nice people, do they? They look a bit dodgy. Part 2 of 5. That guy there is a kind of swamp thing. I think he's called Jack in the Green. I could be wrong. I think he's Jack in the Green. He's like a UK kind of spirit, kind of tree spirit, dryad, whatever you want to call him. Does it give his name? No, I can't see it. Don't know why that name popped in my head. Whether he's from actual mythology and then was used in his comic book, I can't remember now. Because we've got the Green Man. There's a lot of pubs in the UK called the Green Man, named after like wood forest spirits kind of thing. You've got a pub near us. It's now just a roundabout. The pub changed its name many times. But it was called the Green Man for a long time. And so there were quite a lot of pubs that were called the Green Man, based on that kind of mythology legend of the kind of wood spirit. I think it also ties in with the is there not a film at the moment tied in with the Arthurian legend? Is it the Green Knight? I'm sure it's something like the Green Knight, where he's charged to cut off some spirit's head, some wood like being's head, like from the forest, and he cuts his head off and he picks it up and puts it back on again. And there's some kind of like gamble, like you can cut my head off, and then next year I'll come and cut your head off. And he cuts his head off, thinking, "Oh, well, that's it. He's if I cut his head off, he's not going to cut my head off, is he?" But he just picks his head up and puts it back on. So the guy's got a year before his head's going to be chopped off. There's that Astra again. You can see her arms missing. Critical mass conclusion. Is that 2 John Constantine's? I think at one point he might have did this ritual where he discharged like a simulacrum of himself made up of all his negativity, and he got that sent to hell instead of him, something like that. I could be incorrect. So what else has I've read them? Fox. By number 99. Paul Jenkins has been doing the story in them for a while now. I forgot to mention when there was a changeover. Alright, and then finally 100. He's not looking too well. At one point he's dying of cancer. And because he's always smoking, and he gets lung cancer. He's been given like so many weeks to live, and what he does, he fools the demons, the trinity of demons. I can't remember what their names were now. In his, I think Lucifer, Beelzebub. So I can't remember then. We stood through I think Beelzebub was one of them. But he sells his soul to each one of them, and so when he says he's going to die, he says they know that they're going to have war over it, and they don't want to have war at a particular time because they're all scared of each other's power. So rather than like having a fight over him once he dies to claim his soul, they heal him instead, so he lives longer. So like he basically fools the demons by selling his soul to each one of them, and they each think that they've got the bargain, but he knows that none of them will give up their claim. So instead of, they're not ready to wage war at that particular time, so they end up letting him live longer. So he's kind of cheated them, but yeah, I think he's just going to cause problems for everyone down the line. In fact, it does, because one of the devils realizes that he was the first of the fallen. And so he says, "Oh, I'm the one who was here," so he realises he's got more power than the other, something like that, and he ends up killing them, and then he wants to go and claim Constantine's soul, and he has to use some other shenanigans to best him. Anyway, so that was 50 to 100 of my Hellblazer run. Cheers for watching. Until next time, have a great amazing day, and may all your news be good news. Have a great amazing day. I'll have a great amazing day. Have a great amazing day. I hope you have a great amazing day.